So welcome to this weekend's edition of the Premier League preview. Myself, Chris Rivers and Aidan Perkins have picked out 4 top bets from a huge range of matches. The international window is done and dusted and we are fully into Premier League action from now until March. And it doesn't get much better than the slate of games we've got coming up, Aidan, particularly the 12:30 kickoff, a London derby between West Ham and Tottenham, already a huge game. But Jose Mourinho, now back in the picture in the Premier League, takes on an added incentive. What have you picked out as a bet for this game?
Well, yeah, the bet I think is for Tottenham to win the match because of the fact that Jose Mourinho has returned to the Premier League and has been appointed the Tottenham manager. It all happened so quick, didn't it? Mauricio Pochettino being sacked Tuesday evening, and then by Wednesday morning, by the time everyone was pretty much waking up, Jose Mourinho was already appointed the new Tottenham manager. So I think it's going to give Tottenham a lift. They need a lift. They haven't won in their last 5. Down in 16th place in the table, really struggling so far this season. But you'd think a new manager coming in, it tends to give a club a real boost. Some of the fans might not be overly happy with Mourinho being appointed, the former Chelsea manager, former Manchester United manager. They say he brings a lot of baggage with him, but he also apparently wins lots of trophies and does win lots of trophies, as he has done everywhere he's gone. So his focus is going to be on winning this match against West Ham, and I think it'll give Tottenham a boost. And I think the players, there might just be that extra yard of a bit more spring in their step before the match in training in the lead up to the match, and I expect Tottenham to get a win against a West Ham team, remember, that need a victory as well. It's a London derby, as you say. It's a big game anyway, but it's even bigger now with Mourinho back in the Premier League. Neither side have won in their last 5. I think if West Ham lose, the pressure will be on Manuel Pellegrini, and I just think that with everything that's happened at Tottenham over the past few days in the lead up to the match, it will be an away win. Yeah, it would be a huge weight off the Tottenham players' shoulders if they were to get that, due to them not having won away since January. So that would be a good start for Mourinho to pick up 3 points there. Moving on to what was the big game of the weekend, really, at the Etihad Stadium. 5:30 kickoff for Manchester City against Chelsea. As I say, it was a big game until Mourinho and his lot were reintroduced. But this is still a huge match, particularly as far as City are concerned. If they are to chase down Liverpool, it's a must-win game for them after being beaten by the Reds last time out. And I think they will get the job done on this occasion against the Chelsea side, who have been playing very, very well of late. They are actually above City in the table at the time of recording. So this is a Chelsea side who have certainly performed very well indeed under Frank Lampard, given that he's had to blood a load of youngsters. But this is a big test for them away from home against the City side, who probably still smarting from that loss at Anfield, played pretty well that afternoon, but couldn't get the better of the Reds. And I've gone with a City win and both teams to score at 6-4. Both of these sides have got lots of goals in them. Tammy Abraham scoring regularly for Chelsea this season. Chelsea have not failed to score away from home since they were beaten 4-0 by Manchester United way back at the start of the season. And for City, well, both teams to score has landed in 5 of their last 6 matches. They've still got a lot of defensive frailties. I feel like this is a game that will have lots of goals, but City might just edge it. Yeah, I think it's a good shout in that match. And actually, it leads us on nicely to the third bet that we've got for you this weekend, and it's the leaders Liverpool at Crystal Palace, because it's a similar bet. I'm going to go for Liverpool and both teams to score, which is available at around about 2-1. Now, this bet has actually come in 9 out of 12 of Liverpool's games so far this season, because they're scoring and they're conceding. They're not keeping clean sheets, Liverpool, this season. They've only kept 2 in the league all season. So I think it's a really good bet. Liverpool are scoring goals, but they are conceded. They're playing against the Crystal Palace team that, haven't scored too many goals this season, but there's been a few interviews this week from a few players. Andros Townsend and Tompkins have said that they fancy their chances a little bit against Liverpool, and they're going to maybe try and attack Liverpool and catch them a little bit off guard after the international break. So I just wonder whether or not Crystal Palace fancy a quick start. It's a ground that Liverpool have got a bit of history on in the past as well. They don't always do well at Selhurst Park down the years. So I think Palace can definitely score, but I think Liverpool will eventually get the job done like they have been doing all season. So both teams to score, but Liverpool to win. There you go then. Those two, the top 2 in the Premier League, or hopefully going to be the top 2 come the end of the season. And we wrap things up then with a look at the Monday night game. It's Aston Villa playing host to Newcastle, 2 sides at the wrong end of the table. I've actually gone for Newcastle
draw no bet in this one. That's at 6-4 because I quite fancy the Magpies to take something from this game. Their record against Villa is absolutely phenomenal. You get these matchups, don't you, where one side can never seem to get the better of the other, and that is the case as far as Villa are concerned. They've not won any of the last 12 meetings with Newcastle in either the Premier League or the Championship. And Newcastle come into this game in the best form they've had all season. 2 wins on the bounce for them. They're above Villa in the table now, who have lost their last 3 matches in the Premier League. Things not going particularly well for Dean Smith's side at this moment in time. And at home, I think there's a bit of mounting pressure maybe on them to win this game. I think Newcastle could well be worth taking a chance on in this fixture. As I say, draw no bet is at 6-4. They're tough to break down, Newcastle. They've got that fantastic record. Just seems to be a fixture they always perform well in. So that's your lot for our edition of the Premier League weekend preview. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of our latest videos and stay up to date with everything we produce via social media.